portion.
Yeah, he did.
And he wasn't even a part of that team fight. He was not contributing at all. So if they had him in the fight, if they had his DPS, they had his damage, that may have been different. And you saw how low impactful was near the middle of that fight, and even when Slushie turned on it. Just having another threat that Curse Academy had to tunnel on and try to get further into the back line for would have been great, and also just the damage output in general.
And we're going to see adaptations come through right now. It's the Nunu ban actually brought against Curse Academy. Personally, I would actually want to see a Mundo ban against Chris to allow that top lane to be aggressive again, because Mundo can't roll out the matchups. Chris is a good player, the champion. There it is, smart choice, teammate.
This is most likely going to force Chris onto Ryze.
True.
Which is his fallback
But
champion.
at least that's killable.
Exactly.
Like at this point you can Maokai, because Maokai can kill Ryze, but he can't kill Mundo.
Okay, yeah, that definitely makes sense here for the team coming into this, and they're going to go back to the Maokai here for Cali Trolls. You know, the Gragas is available, but they're going to opt for that instead. He has full confidence in his Maokai here.
I want to see the whole meta breaking and Maokai goes back into the jungle, and everyone like realizes, oh wait, the champion was good there the entire time. And then the predictions will come full circle. But Curse Academy will still get the Tristana for impactful. I think it's the smart thing to pick first round. Locked in. The Zillion's still coming through for Bunny Fufu. They don't want to change that bot lane at all.
Yep, exactly the same bot lane composition here for Curse Academy. It worked in game one. It's not broken, so they don't have to fix it.
But here's a good thing for Teammate right now is the fact that I actually like the setup a lot. Because Curse Academy have run a double AD comp before, and to me the biggest champion to play against double AD is Ziggs himself. And Teammate locked that in, knowing Curse Academy has last pick here. It was mid-Corki last time they ran this. I love the backline reach of Teammate. This actually helps them knock down Impactful. They can also just play big front line and push through with all the Ziggs persistent damage. I think this is a good comp so far for Teammate.
And here's the thing. Even though Yasuo is open, Slushie goes for the Ziggs, because that was banned last game, and this time it was substituted out for the Kha'Zix ban against Porpoise Pops. So Slushie, he does have this wave clear champion that he actually has gotten his hands on multiple times here. He's played it 3 times just in playoffs alone. So it's a big part of that 8.7 KDA that he's currently rocking, or was rocking until last game.
Yeah, sure, and I do love the Ziggs here. I think it's the right choice overall. Evelyn will come through for St. Vicious, though. And that'll be all kinds of fun to watch for. The Invisible Gank should be plenty strong. Maple can just go right back in the Kog'Maw. I actually expect to still see Nami, by the way.
And the big thing here is Keen once again got his hands on Orianna. We've seen him on Orianna 3 out of the 4 times that we've seen him. His other game was a Corki, but his performance on that champion is extremely solid. It is one of his top 4 champions that he was playing in Oceania, and it's the one that wasn't touched by any patch for the most part.
Yeah.
So he has full confidence on that champion, and also pairing that with St. Vicious, who's going to have a movement speed increase. He's also going to have a movement speed increase from Bunny Fufu. He can also flank around, and it'll be like a submarine shockwave.
Yeah, Curse Academy do have really good team fight engaged. Before it was like, well, just peel for the Tristana, set up, hope team fights happen. Now actually Curse Academy have a better way to force them themselves. And I think that will be an improvement for their team comp.
They can still kite backwards with this composition.
Of course they can.
Multiple movement speed increases that will allow actually Impactful to go really hard too.
Top lane matchup.
Stack another one on top.
This is a much more defensive team fight though. This is interesting because there will be very little damage output from Curse Academy. It is entirely on Keen and Impactful right now. It is a Lulu lock-in, so it is top lane Lulu for Chris here. And even if last game was the Keen and Impactful show, this game is even more so the Keen and Impactful show. So if I'm Teammate right now, you stop trying to get Cali Trolls fed, and you knock down one of those 2 carries and itemize against the other.
Yeah, instead, when I talked about it in the first game, where I thought Porpoise Pops was going to gank bottom first at level 6, and then have Maokai TP down bottom at the same time. Like, I thought that was going to be the play for Teammate, and what would start getting them dragons and other objectives off of that. But that's really the type of play that they have to make in this matchup, because there's just so much on Impactful shoulders and so much that's going to try and magnify and amplify his contribution to teams.
Yeah.
The team fight.
And one thing that's going to be hard, though, is the fact that I think Teammate's comp works so well here. When you have individual focus supports, right? Zillion revives, Orianna shield, the Lulu single target shields as well. AoE teams crush that because all these supports are squishy. So they're all going to die to a Ziggs ult. And like it's Impactful left alive, he won't win a 1v4. So I think Teammate have a good shot at this one, and Curse Academy have to play around it properly to win. Now the Curse Academy leads 1-0 in the best of 5. Let's see who you guys at home think will be crowned the Kings of Summer. Tweet, of course, as always, to @LOL Esports. Use either hashtag T8win or hashtag CAwin, and we will tally your votes in a few minutes.
Yeah, so get going onto the Twitter sphere. Tweet your opinion, your prediction. But a big thing here for me is that Slushy, he got Ziggs. It was banned away from him. He's had great performances on it in the past. We saw his Yasuo. Didn't have a great game on it. Instead, throws it by the wayside, says, I will go back to this champion that I have great performances on consistently. And actually, whenever he plays Ziggs, he is always the highest damage dealer on the team, and he actually plays it kind of like a burst mage. He will wait in a bush, and then he'll throw all his abilities at once onto somebody.
Something to watch for sure. Let's see if the lanes all pan out. Interesting start by Cali Trolls, by the way. Flask Pink Ward. Gotta see how sneaky that ward drop can be.
This is just taking me back to when he would play Kale and when he would play Kha'Zix in the top lane, because he's in charge of their level 1 shot calling, and he tells everybody exactly what to do. He tells them where to place a ward, what to do with it, and he started with the Pink Ward every game in the past.
Oh, wow.
And now he's going back to that. This was his Kale build. This was his Kha'Zix top build, and this is going to do it on the Maokai.
Well, Cali Trolls has not shown himself, so they don't know that there's a pink ward waiting to be used here. Soccer Ball did spot out that Chris was up there. And he trinket wards the top brush.
Porpoise knows that St. Vicious is around because that ward came right down on top of him and off to the right.
Teammate gonna happily go through this. Defensive pink ward there at the front of the river for teammate. That was the use. Went down at 1 minute. We'll see how worth it that ward ends up being.
They threw a ward inside of the red buff too.
Smart.
But here's the lane swap coming out for Curse Academy. They're actually putting their bottom lane up in the top lane, so their AD carry and support will be here, and it looks like it might be a late invade.
This is interesting, actually. So yeah, Curse Academy are going to lane swap this, and yeah, we might see them run down to that blue buff, but the interesting thing is so much more information has been gained from the wards of teammate. Bam. Curse Academy's invade is going to get watched. Good timing on that ward. Like, how good is that, right? They know the late invade timing. Puts the ward down at 50 seconds to spot them coming down. They know it's going to be attempted here. Soccer Ball's already there as well. Like, Cali Trolls knows this level 1 by the back of his hand.
Yeah, and now he has to go and abandon that top lane and find a way to jungle as the tree.
He can do it, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and start up a camp. He might even start up the red and wait for Porpoise Pops to get there and then just hand it off to him.
And we'll have a nice equal 2-on-2 buff trade then. Porpoise going to actually walk through a ward on his way down. Cali Trolls slowly starts up this camp for the teammates. And we're otherwise going to have a pretty standard sort of game right now. Both duo lanes in 2v0s.
It's actually going to be...
Very unfortunate. That ward goes down and does basically nothing there.
They take the right exit out of the jungle. They had just gone straight up top, or if they had gone out that way, they took a very aggressive way out. They went from the wolves.
Well, it's safe.
Wrapped around.
You lane swapped. Use Sakog and Nami.
Oh, yeah. It's extremely safe in the jungle.
That tells me they did not expect the lane swap, though. Just because otherwise that ward wouldn't get seen for a long time. Curse Academy now heavily winning the fan vote on Twitter. With a game 1 like that, why the heck not vote that way? Slushy right now, the early push up against Keen.
It's going down pretty quickly. Oh, and it's gone.
Back to 0-0. Not
really. Wards, consumables for Chris in the bot lane already, and they've moved Bunny Fufu down here. But it's going to actually call 4 members of Team 8 to this bot lane. And Bunny, he is going to see Cali.
Did he quite? I think the ward did for sure.
Yeah,
Ward was spotted as well. Chris is there with the defense.
Oh, here comes the gank mid, though.
Ooh, good damage early on. Slushy going to satchel charge away, but has to burn summon or heal, and only 200 health now left on that Ziggs. Great early gank by Saint.
Yeah, doesn't have to blow his flash. Saint comes from the left side and pushes it in. And at this point, Team 8, they've got control of this jungle, though. That's about all they have going for them.
But they're not making any plays yet on Chris and Bunny Fufu, so the farm is coming in pretty securely, while Cali Trolls is still farming the jungle, so Chris is going to grow a lead here in that matchup.
Yeah, and nobody is soaking that experience top right now for Team 8.
Exactly.
They're basically wasting minions.
That's a really big risk right now for Team 8 here. Because as much as you said, Cali Trolls talks about gank assistance, and before it was, can Vlad even jungle in the first place? The way players are playing it right now, though, is you actually sit in a duo lane largely, and the top lane are still lanes for most of the time. So I don't know if I necessarily agree with his champion diversity requirements.
We have to have a talk with him then. Go give him your thoughts.
Yep. We're seeing time bombs though come out onto Maple Street.
Slushie getting harassed again.
And again, he does not have heal. 130 health left. Keen does have Ignite. Flash Auto Ignite would kill Slushie right here. We're close to it. You can see how defensive he has to be. If Evelyn's there, he's dead. So he last hits with a C, or with a satchel charge and a Q, and runs right away. Slushie's going to heal up with a Chalice and a fairly useless green ward.
Yeah, Lulu can last hit very easily in this lane. There's the meantime. In the meantime, up top though, you're gonna have Cali Trolls going back up there, and here comes Saint right behind him. If he extends a little too far, there's a red buff on Saint.
Rocket
there's
jump on
slow.
in. There's the damage output. Roots in towards Saint, forced to flash away. That is a second flash.
But Porpoise is here.
Saint Vidge, but here comes Porpoise Pop. Saint will flash away safely. That is a trade of summoners now.
They trade the flash, but the flash for the laner is a little more important.
What it does do, though, is it makes Evelyn afraid, though, because you can no longer get away from being ganked or getting invaded upon or failing a dive. So it might actually stop Saint from doing much more.
Yeah, that's true. As he shows up to the lanes, he doesn't have as many escape options available. Evelyn can't get over walls naturally, so is prone to invades, but I don't think Porpoise Pops will go for one.
But it does mean you have to respect Ziggs and Maokai a whole lot, because they can make your life really painful. Curse Academy's bot lane actually forced back. Right now you're seeing good harass come out from Dodo. 13 gold gained right there. It's basically caster minion.
Impactful, level 6 for himself in the top lane, and they're going to swap it back now because they have that advantage for themselves. And Impactful will make it to this bot lane pretty much just in time to soak up this wave if they don't fast push it, but they do. They fast push it just for that reason.
All right, and look at all this.
Ooh, Dragon Claps.
Ooh, very smart. Look at that. The recalls right now already happening from teammate Curse Academy. Taking some time to put some wards down. They push back Porpoise Pops. Good ward from Keen. Looks like Saint actually wants to hold mid for a time.
They're setting up for this second round red buff, but also keeping tabs on Porpoise Pops as he gets near that level 6 area. Saint, he's going for more vision. More vision of this jungle, more vision of Porpoise Pops and what his route is.
Well, here's the thing is they expect Nocturne to be level 6 really soon. And so if they get wards in the jungle right now, they know when Porpoise Pops is ganking.
They see him. They know that he's here. Slushie is trying to wrap around the corner. They saw Porpoise Pops come to this buff. Keen and Saint are here.
Does spell shield some of the damage, but he's still taking more from Saint. Vicious flashes. The wall cannot be chased. The Curse Academy are there in force, and they will steal this blue buff.
And Chris, he came down from the top lane as well. He's level 4, and he's still contributing to this invade, and it's a great move there by Curse Academy to secure themselves a buff at the 7-minute and 40-second mark.
Absolutely right. So beautiful play here. Keen already doing a great job in the mid lane, and Saint Bitch is out jungling Porpoise Pops right now. Impactful on the chase now against Dodo. Good bubble stops him back.
He's got to take the long way around. Lane got pushed as he was warding. And that's actually going to be Saint rushing straight to his second blue buff. So that he makes sure that it isn't taken or counter jungled away from him. They did ward it.
All right, so tie game though, honestly. As much as Saint's been making great moves, ooh, nice attempt. As much as there have been really, really good moves by the Curse Academy roster, I think they're largely outplaying the early game. We're not seeing it manifest very much in the gold graphs here. Will there be anything that happens off the blue buff disparity? Saint has one, Keen has one, none on team 8.
Saint's also 6 first. Looking for a gank or his red in his jungle route. And down bottom, there is a little bit of a level disparity, like you said. There's going to be Maple Street still sitting at that 6 mark.
Let's see what we've got here. Tristana still scaling up, Kog'Maw doing the same. And really like the last game, it has been a heavily control-based, very slow early game here that eventually Curse Academy just get into team fights for. That's been their style, is patiently waiting for Impactful to come online, and that has yet to be disrupted by Team 8. Dodo lands bubbles, but there's never any follow-up. Maple says his job is just to last hit. Doesn't even matter what Dodo does.
Yeah, level 6 here before Porpoise pops? Is he going to look bottom even before Dodo is 6?
I think it's... Wow, yeah, they're out-leveled in the bot lane. There's already Revive here. For Bunny Fufu, this gank could very easily fail unless they go on Bunny specifically.
Trying to get in range.
He is in range. He's on a pink ward too. They know he's safe. But you can see how far back Curse Academy are playing.
Looking for the bubble.
There's
is it
the
going to
engage.
land?
Nope. That bubble would have been the ulti.
And meanwhile, they actually have Saint Vicious. He's looking up top to try and shut down Cali Trolls.
There's the
Back
attempt.
forth, there's
Slow
the
misses, but there's the ulti. Can Cali Trolls get away though? He's been knocked up by Chris, losing more and more health. Flash is down. The ulti was there. Puts the root in, but it's not going to be enough. Kill goes over to Chris. The re-engage on Bunny. Tidal Wave flashed away from Impactful is safe,
Solo.
but the fear is down. The ulti damage not quite enough. Bunny's going to walk away with about 30 health.
He still has his ulti on himself as well. So even if he had gotten taken out there, it wouldn't have been a kill. But look at this in the mid lane.
Great
Slushi.
shockwave heals before the ignite. That was crucial. Slushi does stay alive, but he is low now, 200 health.
Everybody is getting bullied around by Curse Academy right now, except that bottom lane. Turn it around because Porpoise Pop's putting his attention there and trying to shut down that Tristana before it gets online.
Look at that. Keen just zones Slushi away from the CS, away from the experience and life. It's pretty hard right now for the teammate members. Is that a level 8 Saint Vicious now? Who
Yes, that is.
Absolutely crushing Porpoise in the jungle. Lizard Elder already done. Warden inventory. You just got to feel good if you're Curse Academy right now. You know you're winning this game.
Yeah, 1,300 gold lead. No dragons done just yet for this team, but Saint has been farming. He has been going to lanes. He's been taking some experience by crossing straight through them, but you don't notice that he's there because he's Evelyn.
Yeah.
Little invisible tax.
Besides, they're getting Zillion passive anyway. It's not like you're going to get behind in your lanes regardless.
Exactly.
It's a good way to like focus your experience lead. All the laners stay equal. Saint's up 2 levels. Just by taxing invisibly. Like the government.
It's not always invisible.
That's true. There's enough zeros on it, you notice after a while. Impactful and Bunny Fufu, though, losing some health. And this is what's supposed to happen in this matchup. This is why Triforce first Cog is supposed to be so good, is you destroy the 2-on-2. You don't get that with Ruin King, though. That's why I make fun of Maple Street's build here, is it misses out on what that power spike's supposed to do.
I think he's just going for the sustain, but of course Dodo's going to help keep
He's got a
healthy.
Nami.
Exactly.
He does it regardless of his
Slushi, though,
teammate.
he's getting ganked by Saint
Oh,
Vicious.
Shockwave
Oh,
throws him back in! Goodbye, Slushi.
He just scorpion that sucker.
That was awesome. Get over here!
Now they're going to go straight for that dragon right afterwards.
Get over here, dragon.
They just want
Tamer Lulu, says Cali Trolls. Got him.
the harassment back and forth between these guys and Freak to the general populace. The dragon being picked up here by Curse Academy. Saint, he comes in with the ball on him and it just redirects it. Oh!
The command attack and a shockwave is so good there too, to lead it forward.
Slushi did that pretty much as quickly as he possibly could have, but the fact that he, like visually, like mentally, you're sitting there thinking the ball's going to come from Orianna. You don't see it when it's on the Evelyn. And then it just comes from an angle and you're like, oh god, the travel time.
See, that's got to make you realize that Evelyn's there. When the ball is gone, you're like, where'd the ball go?
Where did it
It's
go?
invisible.
Where did it go?
Who else is invisible? Saint Vicious.
Or he threw it off to the right side, I don't know.
I guess.
What if you just saw the ball floating there, just spinning around nothing?
Over his head. Yeah. That would be a good giveaway.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd know Saint was there if that
Why
happened.
it doesn't do that. You control your Evelyns.
I mean, as Nami, you can do that anyway, just heal her.
It does happen.
Sona W reveals teammates in brush. How many ganks have you lost with Sona hitting W?
Yeah, it happens. it happens a lot.
A lot, right? Well, impactful. Plus 75 attack damage from items right here, not kind of the Doran's Blades, rather. He's doing nicely now, 117 CS. Ooh.
TP coming to the bot lane. Chris
Here
is
it
there.
comes. Chris
Here's
knocked
Dodo.
up. Dodo's got to be real careful. 2-man ulti, but he goes down to Chris right there already.
The collapse from Curse Academy. And here's the thing is they had Cali TP in, but I don't know how much they can do here. They don't have Slushi.
Well, he roots it impactful. There's the shield in from Keen, and Cali Trolls realize, whoops, outnumbered, loses his flash.
Slushi's still trying to show up to this fight, though, clearing a ward, and he's getting sectioned off.
Wow, another great shockwave. Slushi tries to get over the wall. He still goes down, and Saint is on the chase for Cali Trolls. His ulti is on cooldown as well. And now teammate stuck under the turret with nowhere to go right now.
This game, and look at that, he's going for impactful.
Good choice, Porpoise Pops.
Flash.
He flashed it, but does not catch the fear.
He's not fast
impactful. Nice knockback.
Oh, Porpoise Pops is screwed.
A little bit. I think he's going down. Chris gets another kill. 3-0 and 1 on the Lulu. And Curse Academy are completely outfighting teammate.
Wow, the 4K gold lead already for Curse Academy. 15 minutes into the game, 5-0. Looking for possibly a shutout here.
Yep. Makes it a perfect game already, 15 minutes in.
Curse organization's probably really happy.
I would say so.
Both the Academy
And the graduates.
the main team.
They should like what CLG did when they had like CLG Black, CLG EU. It was CLG Prime.
Yeah.
I think it's Curse
Prime?
Academy and no, it's Curse Graduates.
Curse
They made it
Graduates.
out of the
Okay.
Academy. They're full wizards now.
Cursed Graduate School.
Sure. Oh yeah, they have like Curse PhD.
Yeah.
Dr. Voyboy.
Boy MD.
Yep. I think this is Dr. Quas. He plays Mundo enough.
Dr. Quas in medicine. Boy.
Wow.
Dr. Quas in medicine boy. Boom.
Why not? St.
Only
Vicious,
like
though,
one person's going to get that reference.
I got it.
Okay, 5 people.
We're just doing pity laughs now for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I get enough. I figure I can share them. Keen, though, honestly, the rest of his team well in control. 3,000 gold up. Every move has worked out right here. The only really thing that's going well for teammate is the fact that if they actually get into a real team fight, a real 5-on-5, I think it goes well for them. And Slushy, despite his deaths, is holding up in CS. So there are still elements here that can work for teammate. I really do believe that.
Well, the big thing, too, is that all of the kills are focused on the top laner and the jungler here for Curse Academy, which are the lowest damage members of the team.
Yeah.
Like, that is where their gold is centralized from these team fights. Like, there isn't any bonus gold on teammate's side. And the fact that the Dragons have been going over to Curse Academy is saying that the gold is spread out, but it's on those guys mostly. If it was on Keen, if it was on Impactful, then it'd definitely be this composition getting off the ground even further. Right now, it's kind of, all right, we have a Lulu, so our utility is a little stronger. St. Vicious, okay, so our early game is a little stronger, but they have to capitalize even further off of it.
Completely agree. We're going to see if they can actually do that here. You're seeing down the line of the actual matchups.
Yeah. Maple's
it's
actually
like,
ahead.
Right. Like, you know, and it's a 300 gold difference in the mid lane. Like, it doesn't even matter really here unless you hit an actual like death cap combined break point. So teammate in actual team fights really could hold on here. Keep that in mind.
Oh, but here's the bonus gold showing up
No
in the top
safe
lane.
there. He's like, that was a ward. Someone's here. Who could be invisible in the jungle?
Man, this question. Teammate needs to go to the academy because they keep getting it wrong.
St. Vicious. Kills with a white.
Collapse
Curse Academy. Yeah. And this is the team. Like, Curse Academy, I think, are making such good shot calls in this game. They're actually doing things and getting ahead for it. Top lane outer turret's going to go down. They're going to miss gold if they... Okay, Chris has got this. I mean, he'll get it eventually, right?
It is a yordle fart away from falling over.
Those heal you.
Oh.
Uh-oh, Shockwave does not hit anything. I think it was spell shielded by Porpoise Pops, but he's still going to go down to St. Vicious. Low health Orianna on the revive. Maple Street deals some decent damage, but it's still a 1-for-0. Zigzag comes in. They can nearly get impactful. The bubble gets dodged away from Time Bomb onto Dodo. And now Chris a little bit blocked off, but Cali Trolls forced away from the fight. Still, they want the chase flash forced in. And there's the chase. Lucy knocks them back in. Curse Academy are out of mana, but there's just not enough damage coming through from teammate.
He gets away with the speed up from Bunny Fufu to avoid even more of that explosive minefield. And that's going to reward teammate with a blue buff, but they did lose Porpoise Pops.
They're rewarded with their own blue buff. Like,
Yeah,
not even really
exactly.
a reward for losing a team fight. But
They defend their blue buff.
that's at least good, but it's still another kill going over to Curse Academy. Chris and St. Vicious now sharing at 3 apiece. And this will be a dead dragon as well. Maple? I don't think so. Could have Ard, just to try.
There wasn't actually a smite from St. Vicious there. He didn't go for it. He just used it now on the blue.
See? Would have worked for Maple.
Boom. But at the same time, they're going to push down this mid lane, try to get themselves another turret in this game.
Chris is in the air. He's going to look for the slow on a Maple Street here. Could get some
walked
decent
straight
damage
up to him.
afterwards. Wow, so much damage. One hit from Dead, forced to ulti, but a great shockwave onto 3. Can Keen get more? Not really.
And at the same time, Cali Trolls, he's pushing top. Teammate is going with the teamfight comp, but they're splitting it up to get turrets. And
Oh! Keen didn't call him Commander there, taking a kill. Trades one back, though. Now in on Corvus Box down. He goes. Slushie knocked into the wall. Lots of kills come in.
Oh, but the TP behind Maple Street.
That is a pretty dead Kog'Maw. Dragon Trainer Lulu going to take down the Monarch. King Maple Street dies. Some laughter by Chris. He knew.
And Calitroll still hidden away at this turret, chunking it down. He gets it.
All right. Well, Team 8, to be completely fair, we haven't been watching it much, but they are up currently 3-1 in turrets, but they've overstayed for a few of these. Curse Academy will be able to answer back. Already at 4,000 gold. This will make it closer to 5.
And they did get some gold onto Impactful there for this team. Saint still 4-0-3 for himself. He's doing really well, and so is Chris. So these are the guys who have these early game leads. But what do they do with it? They are assisting the team. That shockwave, so good. Chris gets out so that he can TP back into this fight. They take the turret, but ooh, just Keen. Keen is making some plays. He ends up getting taken out. The turret goes down, but now Impactful uses the Buster Shot and finishes Slushie. He tries to jump away. He gets actually clay pigeoned there. Mid-jump. Oh, but here's Chris. Weren't you just 100 HP?
Yeah.
And he comes back.
You know, I just realized something. It's actually rehashed the pun I just made, but it actually makes a whole lot of sense.
Digging up an old pun?
Yeah. Why Keen is so good as Orianna. You ever play Commander Keen?
No.
It's a great platform from like the early 90s. And yeah, some of you guys got that right now. All of Orianna's spells, except for her passive, is like Command Attack, Command Dissonance, Commander Keen. Just saying. And now everyone gets it and groans. It's perfect.
And you have to explain the joke.
Whatever, you're just not old enough to get it. That's what I get for being 10 years older than the average league player. Teammate running away now. Dodo gets shockwaved in, puts the tidal wave down, but goes and dies to Keen.
Pick onto Dodo there, and the rest of the team just still split up. So Keen is becoming pretty big for his team in terms of catches. His shockwaves have been good this game.
Yeah, honestly, he missed a couple in the very beginning of game 1, but right now it's been on point.
In this game.
Yeah.
I just thought about it.
But you miss all the shots you don't take. And they miss some of the ones you do. So.
Miss all the ones you don't take.
Yeah.
So I thought about
never
like,
get CC'd if you don't
every
have
second
the spell.
he has his shockwave up and he doesn't use it.
Wow.
He's missing a shockwave.
He missed like 7 million shockwaves in his lifetime as an Orianna player.
It's a great stat. We should have that stat.
Number of shockwaves missed. 0.001 hit percentage.
And then there'll be that one guy who has 0.002. And you're just like, he's a god!
He just leaves it on cooldown more often, so it doesn't keep tracking up.
Come here, Wraiths. Every time.
That's a 4-for-1 right there. Slushie.
Oh!
Got him just in time.
He's in the shop.
Yeah, he took a couple seconds to get away from that one. Half HP now, Slushie running away from the Evelynn. 4-0-4. St. Vicious. Of course, it makes sense. He's invisible. Of course, he can't be found.
Yeah. He just caught Slushie when he was in his money pouch. That's not good. He's counting.
I feel like Ziggs isn't good at counting.
Quick. How many bombs did he throw down in Explosive Minefield?
11, I believe. Corvus pops, knock up onto St. Vicious. Can they take him down? He's pretty tanky,
Here's
though.
Cali.
Pops the ulti. In comes Calitrolls, roots him in place. Do they have enough? Of course, Bunny Fufu can always revive him, and here comes Impactful. Hastes him back in. Saint wants this. Shockwave is up right now. Everything goes to the minefield. The ulti comes in. Bunny Fufu owns the wrong guy, and Keen could go down. 2 for 0. Keen could likely fall. He tries to hold on. He cannot do it, though. After the ulti time's out, Bunny goes down as well. 4 for 1, out for Baron.
They're going to go straight for this Baron. Chris does not have TP. Maple Street is trying to stop him from backing, and he's just clearing this wave out. They can't do this Baron, though.
They're missing Ziggs and Kog'Maw. They're like, you know what? Let's push mid instead.
Yeah, why not? They're just going to clear this out. Dragon has a minute on it, so if they push up to this turret, they still don't have enough damage between these 3 champions to actually take it down, so they just get some wave clear and gold off of it.
But it gives you time to recall back, buy items off the team fight, get new wards down, and be ready for Dragon. So this is okay for teammate.
So remember when I said what Slushie likes to do with Ziggs is just throw everything at once. He uses it kind of as a burst mage. He does that here. He doesn't land one of his abilities, but he throws all of them in. They re-engage here. They overcommit, and here comes the burst. Explosive minefield, boom, everything. He actually hits St. Vicious with the tag of it. And man, Calitroll's going straight in, and Bunny Fufu not ulting the right person was really big there. The fact that even if he did get that ultimate off, they would have collapsed on him. but they might have been able to pick up more kills.
I think Saint would have at least survived. He was the guy I think he wanted to hit, and they would have survived against the Nocturne dive, and plenty of people died regardless, so bit of a mistake there, but it is still a 3,500 gold lead for Curse Academy. One bad team fight does not always lose you a game, and this is the case here.
Yeah, and the fact that Chris wasn't a part of that fight, and he is the big utility top laner, and he actually has a lot of gold funneled onto him. There's a lot of gold that was not present in that fight.
So keep this all in mind then, as teammate groups up for Dragon. But
they
spot
caught
Saint Vicious. They pulled him back in. He's got nowhere to go. Tries to run for the team. Chris is there. Makes him gigantic, and the battle has begun. Saint gets revived. But there's the burst coming in. Chris is down. Now the chase on a Keen Impactful. Tries to kite away as Saint falls over. This could be the third. The dive back on in. Can Porpoise do it? It's 3 kills picked up, and Impactful forced to run. And that front line not tanky enough.
Maple, he's been clearing the mid lane after the middle of that fight, and they're going to go straight for this Baron.
Perfect choice by teammate. Clear the minions, push them away, use them for vision control, and then take the big objective. This could be teammate's Baron cleanly here.
It also stops Curse Academy from counter-pushing and getting that mid lane turret for themselves fast.
Exactly. It gets rid of some of the counterattack potential here. It will be impactful and Bunny Poo taking Dragon potentially, but this is definitely an uncontested Dragon for teammate. Earned off that great team fight, earned off of catching Saint Vicious out on the flank. And now even Impactful won't get Dragon. Calitrolls teleports in to say, get away from here.
Yeah, it's my Dragon.
Inverse Scorpion. Get away from here! It's like a fan that comes out instead of a
what? A harpoon?
Yeah, a harpoon I think it is. Spear of some sort. I actually don't know my Mortal Kombat lore that well. I'm sorry, guys.
It's kind of alive, too. I'm just remembering the movie. Anyway. Anyway. They go for the Dragon. They get the Dragon. They get the Baron. Now teammate has one of their first gold leads of this game, considering they were down 5-0 at the start. They start basically the team that loses early is ending up winning later in the game.
Well, you heard in the preview, Chris Academy said teammate's kind of like a solo queue team. Lose lane, win game.
Boom. Yeah, Saint Vicious, he got caught out. All the utility is blown on Saint here, and then the Shockwave only hits Porpoise Pops. It doesn't hit any other high priority members, and he's going a little tankier this game. And at this point, they collapse on Keen. Impactful is actually a secondary target to them. Calitrolls just has his Twisted Advance up again. He has enough time to cycle through those cooldowns to get it back up to finish that kill. And now they're pressuring this mid lane turret with their Baron buff.
And it's going to be going down, and teammate finally, for I think the first time basically all game, hold more than a 1,000 gold lead here, finally making it happen. As they keep scaling on up, I don't know if Curse Academy can really play the Hope Impactful does well game. The tank line's actually strong now for teammate.
Yeah, the fact they put more pressure on different lanes this game helped them out throughout this mid game. And also the fact that the gold we talked about was on Saint Vicious and Chris. It wasn't on Impactful. He didn't get to the point where he's chunking people down already, because he could be up a Last Whisper if the gold was funneled onto him at this point.
That's true. Yeah, it's a bunch of gold that didn't go necessarily to the right people. We said it was the Keen and Impactful show. They didn't get any of the early kills, despite all the ganks mid. Saint got all the last hits against Slushie. It means that you just don't have the damage output right now that these guys need.
And that's not necessarily a misplay by Curse Academy. It's just unfortunate happenstance.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can guarantee the kill goes over. I don't remember the ganks that well, so I actually couldn't tell you for sure.
Sometimes yes, but sometimes they escape.
Yeah.
You leave it. We've seen too many of those.
That one awesome Shockwave by Keen in the mid lane,
yeah,
that was so cool. That one could have been guaranteed for Keen, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, largely it usually doesn't matter too much. It's a 150 gold difference. It's not that massive.
And I always think about that. Like, I usually don't draw attention to where the gold is on a team, but when there's an Evelynn on the team, I always think about it, because when I'm like a jungler main, whenever I'm playing against an Evelynn and they get fed, I'm kind of like, it's not a huge deal. Because typically Evelynn builds, now you get 1 or 2 items offensive, then you just go flat out tanky afterwards.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, she's going to be a little tankier, but I can avoid her. She's not somebody that I have to focus on.
Right, and you saw in the prior pre-Dragon fight, basically, teammate caught her alone, and she had to tank basically every important cooldown from Curse Academy to stay alive. Like, tank Evelynn still died, so you can see how some of that gold doesn't always matter here. Teammate gonna push up in this top lane here, though, and that is another turret going down. Teammate using this Baron to get rid of every single tier 1 and tier 2 turret, push that gold lead to 3,500, and they've still got great ward coverage in the jungle.
Keen, he's looking off on the side to possibly get a Shockwave and clear this wave out. and the siege begins. They have the Kog'Maw, they have the great wave clear of Slushie, which is something they didn't have. This is the exact same composition for Team 8, except they have a Ziggs instead of the Yasuo, which was banned previously.
And honestly, I love the fact they've done that. I think unless you do their full hardcore Gragas Yasuo comp, where they just reach a backliner out of nowhere, I think Slushie's misplaced by not playing a backline reacher. Because Curse Academy is repeatedly concerned with Keen and Impactful dealing the damage in fights, getting backline reach makes Slushie useful and forces the retreat of Curse Academy.
Yeah, he's definitely best suited to that in these compositions and their play style as it stands. Look at that, Maple caught out of position.
He's flashing away, trying to get out, but there's a great shockwave, 1 kill picked up. This could be really bad for Team 8. Keen tries to get away, good flash.
Oh,
they go
faulty.
back onto Bunny Fufu, who did not see that coming, and Curse Academy lose that fight.
That was a great Mega Inferno Bomb there from Slushie, and that's why you ban away his Ziggs too.
Yep.
He just draws way too many bans. I talked about how Maple Street's usually always going to get either Kog'Maw or Tristana, because you ban towards Slushie and you ban towards Cali Trolls.
He hasn't gotten Nidalee the entire series. Might be for good reason, but however, it does leave Slushie with this Ziggs right now. It makes life painful. Porpoise Pops blocks the explosive shot with a spell shield, and this will be a dead inhibitor despite losing their AD carry. Impactful just does not have a big enough front line to do anything about this. Chris lost Mundo, and suddenly Saint's not a big enough front line, right? The Nunu was there as well. Like those two bans, I believe, yeah, because Mundo got banned. Yeah, those two bans ruined Curse Academy's team comp.
Yeah, and they tried to go with the same strategy again. And they basically have a pseudo tank here in St. Vicious. They blow up Maple Street, but Slushie comes to save the day here. They're all in that area, hits 4 of them. Chunks them out. St. Vicious eventually gets blown up by a satchel charge. He doesn't even care about using that thing as a retreat item. He's like, I'm just going to throw this at people for damage, and you've seen him do it pretty much every time.
Well, it's named Satchel Charge, not Satchel Retreat, so of course.
Yeah, and he flips people into his team constantly.
He's been really good at Ziggs. Like, we talked about, hey, pick a ban phase from game 1. Well, pick a ban phase from game 2. His teammate, do the same thing you've been doing. You've removed this Curse Academy team comp from working effectively. Same side though, drop the Ziggs.
And I talked with Cali Trolls before, and he said if it's a best of 3, they might lose. But they're very confident that it's a best of 5, because Team 8 has always had trouble in champion selects. Like, that's the reason they got knocked out in the round of 20 by Necrophantation before. Yeah. Because they did a pick ban phase very poorly against a Zingi's team.
Right.
Right? It's like you play a Zingi and you play only Rengar, and you're like, well, we're going to ban this and this. It's like, but wait, they have these other champions too. Yeah. So when you get into a situation like that where your pick and ban phase isn't 100%, because they have a very unique pick and ban phase that revolves around Cali Trolls and Slushie. Like, Cali Trolls is going to first pick something for himself that's powerful. Yep. But they're very predictable in that regard. But they can't always predict their opponents.
Thankfully, they're learning throughout this series, and the bans they put out worked great. Even though Chris started the game out 3 kills, 0 deaths, has had a pretty diminished performance since then. High cooldown reduction. But Lulu still just is not putting out the damage that his team seems to need, and they can't get rid of the front line of Cali Trolls and Porpoise Pops. Lizard Elder into tank, I think, is a great build on Nocturne. It's doing just fine. They just kind of march forward as a pair and say, yep, run away from us, run away from us.
They're shoving it.
Damage. And there's the forced engage. Can they knock down Chris? His flash is on cooldown.
Oh,
they veered him back into the team. There's the knockup, but there's the tidal wave. Dodo secures the kill from across the map.
Drowned her in a saltwater bath.
And now this could be Game 2 going to Team 8. They are right on the front door. Curse Academy must defend 4v5. In come the minions. Turret number 1 taking a whole bunch of damage. And can Keen get in?
Oh,
there's
Bunny.
the flank from Saint. 1 turret down. Bunny revives. Shockwave flashed away from nothing from Keen. Bunny still retreating. Still they 5v4. Cali Trolls losing a lot of health. Catches the Mikhails though. Turret number 2 goes down. Keen gets rooted in place. There's the kill. Impactful forced to heal. And now on to the next. St. Vicious runs away with a bomb behind him. But that will be game 2. And Team 8 tie up the best of 5.
1-1 coming back with the exact same team comp, except instead of Yasuo, they pick up the Ziggs for Slushie, and I'm pretty sure he decimated in terms of damage there. His AoE team fight, his contribution was incredible. It was through the roof. And I think that pick made the world of difference and where they put their jungle ganks early.
Yeah, honestly, it worked a whole lot better. The team comp, I think, was the biggest